Big breaking story that we're getting regarding the RBI.
Reserve Bank of India has imposed major restrictions on Paytm Payments Bank.
India's central bank has dropped the hammer on Paytm Payments Bank.
Is Paytm dead? What will be the effect of this RBI ban on Paytm payment banks and how it will affect the fintech startup ecosystem in India? In this process, over 300 million wallets, 30 million bank accounts and 8 million Fastag in Paytm portfolio will be affected. On one hand, we are looking at these strong RBI restricting big players flouting the rules. The foreign investors might think that India is an empty startup ecosystem. This can affect our global reputation. So in this video, we are going to dive into this exciting case study of the Indian startup ecosystem. We will look into where did Paytm go wrong? What impact can this have on you? And what are the most important business lessons to learn? And most importantly, as a young entrepreneur, how you can leverage this case study to be a part of Maker's $5 million incubation fund. First of all, let's understand what Paytm Payment Bank is. Generally, payment bank have very limited functions. In Paytm's case, you can store up to 2 lakh rupees, pay people using your debit card, and earn interest on deposits. Here, the money isn't deposited with Paytm directly. They move money from a fixed deposit with a partner bank, let's say HDFC or Axis Bank. Interest from the partner bank will be passed on to the customer, that is you. Similarly, for complex services like distributing loans and credits, the third-party providers are utilized. In Paytm's case, they have Aditya Birla Finance Capital and Pyramid Finance, among other partners. But why Paytm as a mediator? The usual process of issuing a personal loan is extensive and complex, including offline visits. Paytm has your transaction history and your identity docs. They utilize the data to reduce the process to less than 5 minutes digitally. But what are Paytm's superpowers? They are tech and data. Now let's talk about Paytm Wallet, UPI and Fastag. Even if you aren't part of the Paytm Payment Bank and are only using Paytm Wallet or UPI, then also you will be impacted. In a few days, Paytm Bank will not be allowed to take fresh deposits, make transactions, or top up via UPI, wallet, or even saving bank accounts. Interesting to know why UPI and wallet are getting impacted. Answer lie in the back-end tech of the UPI. I'll explain by a simple example. Scan a QR code, transfer money to a sabzi wala bhaiya. Virtually, the money gets transferred from your bank account to sabzi wala's bank account. But the actual transaction takes place in 24 hours. But why does it take 24 hours? So when you're transferring the money via Paytm, the money goes to a nodal account. Nodal account is an interim escrow account where payments are pooled together before sending to the merchant. So if you see your UPI ID, you will see a suffix @Paytm, which indicates that your nodal account is with Paytm Payment Bank. In Google Pay, it is OK HDFC Bank, which indicates that your nodal account is with HDFC Bank. Companies like Google Pay and PhonePe rely on other banks for nodal services, while Paytm relies on their own payment bank. This is where your wallet and UPI services get impacted. But why did all of this happen? Why did the government take such harsh actions on Paytm? Paytm, a pioneer in the fintech space in India. There are 2 reasons. Reason 1, lack of clear consent. Paytm Payment Bank got its license in 2015 and started operating in 2017. There is a clause in KYC form which sets your Paytm Payment Bank account as your default account for using wallet and UPI. The grey area here is there is no direct consent for opening a bank account. Reason 2, China. China is another reason. As of December 23, Chinese company hold over 16% stake in Paytm. Concerning for Government of India, there is a fear of data leak to China. Ring a bell? Following this, RBI directed Paytm Payment Banks to appoint an independent auditor to review the data security practices. The report said, and I quote, persistent non-compliance and continued material supervisory concerns in the bank. So what is the solution and way forward for Paytm? The first problem to be solved is to change their nodal account. It's a tough task to begin with. Paytm Payments Bank recorded 2.8 billion transactions out of total 12 billion transactions recorded via Paytm in December 23. They actually need a partner or multiple partners to process 3 million transactions in the next couple of weeks. Typically, only the process of setting up a nodal bank account takes 2 to 3 months, over which time to build infrastructure for processing 3 billion transactions would be needed. Only banks like HDFC, Yes Bank or Axis Bank might have the infrastructure and capability to absorb the opportunity. Paytm needs to tie up. Secondly, Paytm has now been a mammoth. 37 million merchants use its payment bank to receive money. What if these customers link their UPI to different bank accounts? This can be a logistical nightmare. Might also have to change their QR code. But who will come to rescue Paytm? Will Axis Bank? Paytm has decided to sign a partnership deal with Axis Bank to initiate a smooth settlement of merchant transactions. 197 Communications has shifted its nodal account from Paytm Payments Bank to Axis Bank. This will allow Paytm merchants to continue accepting digital payments. The deadline for Payments Bank was extended by 15 more days to close their operations. Paytm shares have fallen by 53% since the RBI's notification on January 31st. The shares of Paytm have risen by 5% since Monday after the partnership with Axis Bank. What are the learnings and business lessons we can take back from this Paytm crisis? I'll break it down in 2 points. Number 1, macro factors. Factors like geopolitical situation also play an important role in startup success. One should always be careful about engaging in certain markets. Number 2, transparency and customer-first approach. Now, building an ecosystem is important and beneficial as seen in Paytm's case, but a lack of transparency and prioritization of profits over customers provide no good. To make sure Paytm stays profitable, they need to keep their current users happy during this tough time. What do you think they should do to regain their trust and keep the company going in this crisis? Share your answers in the comment section below, and you can get a chance to have one-on-one mentorship from Paytm CXOs and also be a part of Rishihood Maker's incubation fund of $5 million.